Hi, I'm William McHarrie. I'm a 28-year-old and from Glen Luce, just outside Stranraer. We've got 150 dairy cows on a robotic milking system. We're using predominantly sex semen and beef, so all the heifer calves are kept for our own replacements, and all the beef calves, we rear them to between 12 and 24 months and sell them as big stores, or usually the Angus and Limousin cross heifers will go for breeders for suckler cows. So the cows are milked in a Lely robotic system. We've got 2 robots, try and keep 120 cows milking most of the time. They're grazed 7 months of the year, which we've got a grazeway gate in, working an AB shed system. So they go to one field in the morning, come in to get milked and go to the other field at night, and then at night they're buffer fed and in the shed for 4 or 5 hours. It works quite well for us. It's not too labour intensive and it's a good cost saving with current feed prices. Cows are currently averaging just over 9,000 litres with the aims to try and get them to 10. Their calving interval at the moment's just under 390 days, so fertility is fairly good. We're managing at the moment 4.5 butterfat and 3.4 protein, which is good for us because we're on a cheese contract, so solids fairly help the price. I got involved in farming from birth really. My parents and brother have a beef and sheep farm just 15 miles along the road, but I worked there for a while and then kind of get into dairying. Wanted to try it, started with my auntie and uncle and just found a passion for it and didn't really see my place in the family farm at home, so that's how I got a start here about 10 years ago and haven't really looked back. My auntie and uncle had no follow on and they were obviously looking towards retirement at some point anyway, and they can offer me the opportunity to buy into the business. So I got the opportunity to buy 16 heifers and that kind of started mowing dairy herd, and that got the ball rolling and it's just kind of worked on from there. With the way our partnership works, I've had very little support. I think every joint venture is probably different. They're all depending on what kind of farming and depending who's involved. And the way we decided to work it was I'm only working on livestock. I don't own any ground and I don't own any machinery, and really there was no support in that respect. Financially, there's no grants available because most grants are tied to land. So I didn't really qualify for any of that. As I say, there was nothing really I could apply for, so it was basically life savings, ploughed into animals and hope for the best. My motivation going forward for the business is just driving for efficiency. The system we're running at the moment, we can only milk 120 cows really maximum, so it's trying to improve efficiency, do things better to get more for the same amount instead of just more for less, basically. Working on feed efficiency, with the costs, everything, it's just trying to do things as efficiently as possible. Challenges, there's plenty of them, as most dairy farmers will know. We've changed a lot of things in the last 5-6 years and had challenges through different diseases, vaccinations, finding cures. We put a pasteuriser in to help with calf health. I think a lot of dairy farmers will have faced the same things, rising costs, just finding ways around things and to do things better, and obviously healthier livestock are more profitable livestock. So recent highlights we've had, we've got over quite a major health problem we had, and the vaccine's been doing its thing, the pasteuriser's been doing its thing. I mean, the livestock are thriving. I've built my own herd up to over 100 cattle, was quite a milestone. It was quite a few years work behind that, which if you've started for nothing, it took a bit of work to do it. And yeah, just generally yield increases. Seeing the work you've put in being paid off, and I think in the dairy you see that more because you have a milk check every month, you have a milk lift every day, you can see where you're going right and where you're going wrong, and just small gains all the time. Future plans for the business is continue on obviously with the shares and just try and finish the buyout out over the next 5-10 years, make my mark on the business would be the kind of plan, but as you know, nothing comes cheap and nothing comes easy, so you just need to keep working at it. Advice I would give to someone looking at a joint venture: don't rush into it. Think about what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Obviously, there's someone you're working with to take on their business or work with them in their business. You have to speak to them in great detail and see what they want to achieve, what they're looking to do, and it has to work. A joint venture only works if it works for both parties, so do your homework. It's a long-term thing. There is a lot of sacrifices. You have to know what you're getting into before you get into it.